Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. As they say, viewer discretion is advised. What the actual fuck was that? Let me tell you something. We all know, and I gotta be the one to sit there and point this out, but we all know that if the roles were reversed and Finn did that to Hope, he as would have been canceled. I just love how modern society works. Now, also, I gotta sit there and just say that for all the people, and this is for the people that watch General Hospital as well, for all the people that was constantly talking crap about Blaze and how she couldn't sing and this, that, and the third, just remember we had this conversation about this episode. Now, this guy's supposed to be a rock star. That might have been the worst song I think I've ever heard in my entire life, and that's saying something. Now, I'm going to safely assume that his other catalog is not as bad as what I heard. But for everyone that sat there and said that Blaze is a bad singer and this, that, and the third, I'm like, he's a rock star, right? Okay. Hope, who has been nothing more than a thorn throughout this entire episode. She walks up to Steph. Here's the thing, she already knows that Steffi is not in a good mood. And she walks up to her and starts bragging about, oh, how Brooke, is finally getting her just dessert and she's getting the accolades that she deserves and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, Hope, can you please take your dumb ass back over to the other side of the room? Because you can clearly see by Steffi's resting bitch face that she wants no part of this celebration, the Logans, you, or whatever. And yet, for some odd reason, and granted, she probably did this because she thought it was just fun. Maybe if you want to have fun, play with your goddamn kids, okay? Don't sit there and start messing with people's emotions because you're upset that she wants to sit there and shut your failing line down. Which, by the way, I think it was Christina that was like, is it true that Hope for the Future isn't doing too well? And what does she do? What does Hope do? Start going into excuses lane. Oh, it's just in a transition for 2 quarters. For 2 quarters, it's been in transition. No, your line is failing. Okay. Honestly, tell you the truth, after the first quarter, I've been like, we're gonna have to sit there and shelve this for now. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna be sitting there wasting the company's money, time, and resources just because you believe in it and it's some sort of I don't know, whatever staple or statement that she was sitting there making. But of course she's just sitting there making excuses after excuses. I'm just like, Hope, just stop talking. Just stop talking. So this party goes on. Donna is still being the annoying ass woman that she was yesterday. And that's all sorts of fun to sit there and watch. Her fangirling in front of her husband and it totally not being disrespectful whatsoever. So you got that going on, right? What else happened? Oh yeah, Brooke. Everyone's there. They're celebrating. Oh, now Brooke comes up to her twice to thank her, right? And the second time, she really does make an effort to be like, "Hey, listen, if I win my success is the company's success. Let's put all this Logan versus Forrester crap in the past and just do what's best for the company, right?" Now, again, towards the end, after that god awful performance of his, and watching a bunch of people attempt at, I guess, what they're calling as dancing, which was really hard to sit there and watch, Hope decides to push herself or force herself on Finn. And Finn pushes this chick back, and Hope just has this confused, dumbfounded look on herself like, I don't understand. What's the problem? I mean, I'm like, boo, how much did you have to drink? Well, you can't hold your liquor or something? I mean, now my whole thing is, Finn, what are you gonna do about that? Because it's not just enough to sit there and shut that down. Okay? You have to sit there and tell your wife, hey, listen, I didn't kiss her, she kissed me, and I want to sit there and be honest and transparent. Of course, he's not going to do that because he didn't do that when she started hitting on him. Now I guess they're going to be even because, I mean, Liam kissed her twice, and that was about almost a year ago, and she didn't say anything about that. So yeah, this is pretty much where we're at now. Now while that's going on, Katie is urging Bill to get a paternity test, over and over and over again. Luna comes out and she's all sad and upset. So Bill comes and comforts her, and Katie calls Will to sit there and tell him about their arrest, and how dangerous she is, and what did she say? Oh well, the cops wouldn't have sat there and arrested her if they didn't believe that she did it. And I'm just like, how many more? I'm imagining how many among her family members actually got arrested by the cops, and they didn't actually do anything. So you sound pretty stupid right about now. On top of that, what you're doing, I don't want to sit there and say it's spreading misinformation, but you don't even have all the facts. And what you're doing is you're turning your son against Poppy and by extension her daughter, and you don't even have all the facts. You are literally fostering that stuff in him, and you don't even know if she's guilty or not. So you sound completely and utterly stupid. Um, but this is Katie we're talking about. So why am I not surprised by that? I don't know. I think this is probably like the first time that she's actually annoyed me, and maybe because they're giving her a story. This is weird because I've been watching the show for like 3 years. I guess they really didn't give her a story in like 3 years. Um, but yeah, that is just the gist of the episode. And it might have been, of course, there's a party that's going on, and people are talking to this, and this person talking to that person, and Donna's not there being a fangirl and kind of annoying. She's not there taking nothing but pictures after pictures after pictures. Ridge is there, not really doing much of anything. But that god awful dance scene followed by, I guess, his version of what he wants to call music. That was kind of the low part in this episode. Of course, the highlight was the whole. Well, I'm not gonna sit there and say highlight, but the surprise was, um, her kissing on Finn. I'm like, what in the fuck is wrong with this chick? Like, she's literally just went batshit at this point. Hope the homewrecker. Okay, this is what Hope is at this point. Hope is a goddamn homewrecker. Okay. Um, just a quick little sidebar on Y&R. You got Harris not there blaming himself for his parents' divorce, doing everything he can, being smiling, upbeat, and positive, just because the divorce is affecting him that much. And when I watched it yesterday, it made me sit there and think about Hope and how she does not care about his family. The only thing she cares about is herself and getting her rocks off. Oh man, I don't think that, let's just be clear, I don't think that Hope is like the worst person on a planet, or she's even the worst character, but in a lot of ways, she's among the definitions of selfishness. I mean, I call her Hope the Succubus for a reason. And I mean, if they don't get divorced, they definitely gonna be separated, and that's gonna affect Finn and Steffi's kids. But I mean, the hell with that. I mean, it's about Hope getting what Hope wants, and everything else just kind of falls by the wayside. Anyway, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else now. As I always sit there and say, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, During the Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, Young and the Restless. With that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.